What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my podcast where I talk about absolutely nothing. I want to talk about that's not true. I talk about stuff. I want to talk about how to enjoy your singlehood. I know it's like groundbreaking. Basically, I don't have any notes with me. I haven't made a podcast in a while, and all of a sudden it hit me that I had been so busy that I didn't make a podcast. I was working on Sunday, and that is usually the day that I try to make podcasts because usually I'm not working. And so, anyways, this is a Friday night, and I am sort of semi working. I'm pet sitting some doggies.
Hi, Rascally. Hey, buddy. What you doing, man?
So, I'm just sitting with them until their owners get back late tonight. And then it kind of dawned on me I could make a podcast now because I've got nothing else to do. So, anyways, so then I was thinking, what do I want to talk about? Because all of my topics are at home, and I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? So all of a sudden, it just kind of came to me about being single and like how to enjoy it. And really and truly, I feel like this could be like a whole in-depth series, and maybe one day I will turn it into a series where I break it down because I know, like, for me, it's been a journey. It has been a very long journey, and there's been phases in my life that I had to walk through, things I had to go through that helped me to get more and more comfortable with the idea of being alone and actually enjoying being alone, where I don't feel the need to fight it, or I don't feel upset if, oh, I don't have someone in my life. It's like, and I'm not saying that I don't wish I had someone sometimes. Like, there's still those moments where I'm like, I mean, it might be nice if I had somebody. But then that voice pops up in my head of like, yeah, but do you remember the last two relationships you had? And it was like, oh gosh, thanks for reminding me. You're right. Never mind. I'm good this way. I'm fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. So, um, so I'm not saying I don't have those moments to do, but for the most part, I enjoy my life. I enjoy being single, and I hate that it's taken me this long to get here. I feel like I really did not start enjoying being single until I was like 27. I'm 33 right now, as I am making this video. Whenever you watch this video, I might be older, but as of this moment in time, I am 33 years old, and I feel like I really didn't start enjoying my life, my adulthood, and being single until I was 27. And I hate that it took me freaking that long to 27. Because I had been single as a teenager. I didn't date around. I mean, I wanted to, but sometimes I would have a guy say, hey, we should hang out. And then that'd be the end of it. Like, it never went anywhere. And I think it didn't need to go anywhere. But I didn't date as a teenager. And I was not in a serious relationship until I was 25. And the guy broke my heart, crushed it, but it helped me to appreciate my singlehood. I hate that it took a major heartbreak for me to be like, oh, if this is what men have to offer, I don't want it. And I hate that it kind of took that, because it was a dangerous place, really, because I was bitter and almost hateful to men. Like, they're all pigs, they're all horrible, they're all selfish, they're all entitled, they're all awful, and I don't want one. And I mean, it was to the point that it was like, well, maybe I could become a lesbian. I mean, that's just like how dangerous of an area I was in. That I was like resentful and bitter and angry, and like, you know what? I'll just become a lesbian. And I really think that's why a lot of women become lesbians, because they're so fed up with guys. But I was like, no, I'm just gonna stay single. I'm not gonna become a lesbian, because that's not Christ-like. That's not who God created me to be. But I struggled with thoughts like that because I was so hurt and so wounded. But through this awful journey of being bitter and angry, I finally came to a peaceful moment where I forgave and accepted that he was just awful to me, and that's just the situation and the unfortunate truth of what happened. And he did me wrong, and just had to get over it. But in that place, it helped me to begin, like, whenever I just decided I don't want a man, it opened the, bro, did you enjoy your food? Bojangles burped a little bit. You burpity burped. um, in that place of being like, I don't want a man. I want to be. That's one thing I told God is I want to be single for 5 years. I just gave him that number, 5 years, bro. I was like, I am so fed up. And during those 5 years, the first 2 years, I just really had to heal and work on myself and forgive and so forth. But on that third year, things changed. And I really began to enjoy my life. I really enjoyed working and I enjoyed being alone. And I was traveling more. And so I really began to enjoy my life as a single woman, finally. I started to dye my hair like pink, like this needs to be re-dyed. And the settings I have on my camera make it look like it's red, but it's actually kind of faded pink. But the first ever color I did was hot pink. It was actually this color pink. Ex-girl from Good Die Young. And that's another podcast for another time. All the colors I put on my hair. People have been requesting it. It's coming. Um, but if I hate that it took a serious heartbreak for me to be like, you know what, my life is good. My life is peaceful. I'm happy this way. Why fight it? Why try to change it? Why try to run away from it? And so anyways, I hate that it took that long, but you know what? It worked. And I finally began to enjoy my singlehood and enjoy my life. And then on the 5th year, I ended up meeting somebody else. And that relationship was even worse than the first one. So there you go. We only dated for 6 months instead of 1 year. The first one was 1 year, or it lasted about a year. And then the second one only lasted 6 months because it was so awful. And then I went back to being single and I was like, what was I thinking? That's crazy. So yeah, so now I've been single for 3 years and I have not put a number on this time. I felt like after a year, honestly, of being single, I felt like I could have gotten back out there, so to speak. I feel like after 2 years, I could have entered into another relationship. Like, I'm good, I'm ready. And I actually did meet someone or make a connection with someone, but they did not do anything with it. And I was like, I'm not chasing you, little boy. So, besides that one connection, like, I haven't met anybody, and that's okay. So it's 3 years later, still single, and I have had low moments where I'm like, it's always going to be this way. I'm never going to meet anybody. I'm never going to have a connection again. And I just feel really numb and dead inside. And but I've also come to accept that, if I don't have someone in my life, it's probably for the better. And it's good. It's for my good. If I don't have a man, it's for my good. And so there's a lot of things that I have learned throughout the years and a lot of things that God has taught me through the different phases that I have been through in my life. The different ages, the different seasons of my life, different things I've had to walk through, the heartache, dealing with toxic relationships. There's just a lot of things I've learned and figured out along the way. And not everyone's journey is like the same as mine, obviously. Things that I had to learn, someone else may not struggle with, someone else may not deal with. Where I struggled with feeling incredibly lonely and just longing to have a man's love. Someone else might be like, I don't care. Like, they may not struggle with that. And so the pointers I'm going to give in this video, I feel like I said, I feel like I could make a mini series just on this topic, and I just might. But I would want to write it out and really put a lot of thought and have my thoughts together before I did something like that. This is just sort of like things I've learned in a nutshell, if you will. And this is very scattered because I don't have any notes with me. So this is kind of all over the place, like my other podcasts are. Bro, why are we fighting for? What are y'all doing over there, huh? So this is because I don't have any notes with me, and this is just flying by the seat of my pants. This is just kind of random thoughts, Um, so I'm just gonna share these random thoughts, and hopefully you can get something from it. And if you would like to see this in a series, maybe with my thoughts a little bit more organized, maybe with even like some PowerPoints, if you will. If that's something that you would like to see. This is specifically for women because I am a woman. I cannot speak from a man's perspective because I'm not a man. But I think maybe a man could get something from this. Maybe. I think it could apply to any gender. But this is specifically me speaking from a woman's point of view because I am a woman. And like I said, I don't know, how a woman feels about being in a relationship and the reasons that she wants a relationship could be different than, and probably is different than, a man and why he wants a relationship. But there could be a guy out there that shares my point of view and, like, oh yeah, I've struggled with that feeling too. And so if you're a guy watching this, you might get something from it, but this is specifically probably geared more towards women because I'm a woman. So but anyways, just take what applies to you and forget what doesn't. So anyways, so I guess one of the first things I learned about how to enjoy my singlehood, or reasons to embrace my singlehood, I guess, if you will, is one of the beauties that I have discovered about being single is I get to do whatever the freak I want to. And what I mean by that is the fact that when I first fell in love with somebody, like really seriously, like I have feelings for this person, I want something to happen between us, kind of thing. I had really long hair, and I was not. I mean, I was very young. Gosh, I'm so glad that didn't work out. I'm so glad that did not work out because I was incredibly young, and I didn't have any time to explore like myself, my likes, my dislikes, my like changing my hair, getting tattoos. I hadn't explored really my style or who I wanted to be. I just wanted to be a wife so bad that I was willing to just push myself aside. Like, I don't care about exploring a career. I don't care about exploring my personality or identity. I don't care about pursuing dreams. I just want to be a wife. I just want to love a man. And that's sweet. And that's also really sad and dangerous. It's not a healthy mindset to have. I just want to live. Literally, my existence was I just want to have a man to live for. And that's really dangerous. And I don't think I meant to have that kind of mentality, but it was like my whole reason for existing was like, yes, I'm a Christian and I live for the Lord. Like, yeah, but I just want to be a wife. It was like that's all I wanted was to be a wife and to have a man to love. And the reason why that's dangerous is because if I was to lose that husband, whether through divorce or tragedy, I would almost lose my sense of, or I would lose like that reason of wanting to live and keep moving forward and keep existing. I feel like people who lose themselves in their spouses, like that's just the whole reason that they live. When they do lose that marriage, if it's through divorce or natural causes or just freak accidents or just tragedy strikes and they're gone, they are just out of their life, they don't know how to function. They don't know how to live their life because their life has been their spouse. And that's it. And so I just feel like it's not healthy and it's not practical. And I feel like it's dangerous to have had that kind of mentality of I just want to be a wife. I just want to have a man to love. And I'm really glad that God did not give me my heart's desires at that point in my life because I didn't know who I was and I had not explored anything concerning myself. It was just like my mind was just I want a man and that's it. And that's really sad because looking back at all that I've done and all that I've explored and all the things I've got to invest in myself as a person and invest in my own life and build in my life, I'm like, dude, that would have been so tragic if I had got married at the age I wanted to get married at. And if I did get in a serious relationship in my early 20s. And I'm like, thank God I didn't. And that's another crazy thing too that I can say is I'm so thankful for, even though I'm still single at 33, I'm so thankful that I am still single. I mean, sometimes I'm like, what mind having someone? May if it would be good, then yes, I want somebody. If not, then no, pass. I'll stay single. So sometimes it does get to that point where I'm like, I'm kind of bored. Maybe I'll try again. But for the most part, though, I love being single. I'm happy with my singlehood. And I'm looking back over my life, I'm so grateful that I did stay single, that I did not get married at the points in my life that I thought I was supposed to get married. Because I've looked at all the things I've accomplished, the things I've done, the traveling, etc. Creating, I mean, just doing things with my hair and getting tattoos and just having that freedom to do whatever I want. It's just such a wonderful feeling to not have to care what someone else thinks. There's just such freedom and such beauty in it. To just, if I want to belch, if I want to have crazy colored hair, if I want to have messy hair, if I want to look pretty, if I don't want to look pretty, if I want to wear makeup, if I don't want to wear makeup. Like, my ex hated heavy makeup. I'm like, I'm sorry, bish. I'm going to wear heavy, heavy makeup because I want to. And you're not going to stop me. And I mean, like, it's just, it's just, that's your problem, not mine. And so I'm grateful that I got to a place where I got to experience that freedom and that realization that I don't have anyone to answer to. I don't have anyone to impress. I don't have anyone else's rules that I have to live by but my own. I just do what I want. And there's such freedom in that. And that's one of the biggest things that I have loved about being single is I just do what I want to. I get to express myself however I want to. And there's such freedom in that. Just don't care. And I love that. That's one of the biggest benefits of being single. And that is one of the biggest ways that has helped me to enjoy my singlehood is to remember and reflect on that truth. Another thing that has helped me to enjoy my singlehood is when and this is in no particular order. This is just me throwing out thoughts. One of the biggest things that has helped me to continue enjoying my singlehood is whenever I look at other people that are having issues in their relationships. Yes, it sounds bad, but it's like when I see people struggling with a toxic relationship, or they look miserable, or they look stressed out, or there's drama, or they start fighting, or there's just tension there. Not that they don't love each other. They may love each other, but they're just having a rough moment. There's people who are married with children, and I know that they love each other, and I know that they enjoy being married, and they enjoy being parents, or an etc., but they're going through a rough patch, and they're struggling. And it's like there's just drama, and it's like, dang, like I feel sorry for them, but I'm like, I am so happy though in this moment that I am single and I'm not having to deal with that. I hate it for them. I feel bad for them, but it's like I am so happy for myself though. It just really puts things into perspective. Like, man, if I was in a relationship, I might have to be dealing with that, or I might possibly have to face that situation. And it just kind of helps bring things into reality of like, hey, I have a peaceful life. And I'm going to continue to enjoy it by myself. So that's just another, again, mindset. And honestly, really and truly, there are things that you can do, like take yourself on trips, take yourself shopping, take yourself on a date. I have taken myself on a date where I got dressed up, went out to eat by myself, and just had a great time. And would listen to music or read a book, and basically it's like dating yourself. You just invest in yourself. So there's things that you can do, like physically, in the physical, like take yourself hiking, take yourself to the beach. I love taking myself to the beach. Oh my gosh, I love going paddle boarding at the beach, and it's just such a relaxing time. And I just go ham. I absolutely love paddleboarding at the beach. It's just wonderful. It's a wonderful feeling. And so these are things I can physically do um, for myself, to invest in myself, to help me enjoy my singlehood. So there are things that you can physically do to help yourself enjoy your singlehood. Taking yourself shopping, traveling, travel a lot, girl, travel. Get yourself some tattoos and don't apologize to nobody about it. Get as many tattoos as you want to. I give you full permission. Dye your hair, chop off your hair. Wear the clothes you want to wear. This is not a girly necklace. This is a shark tooth necklace. Do you think I am wearing this to impress a boy? No, I am wearing this because I like it. Is anyone gonna stop me? No. My teeth look yellow. They're not. They might be. Grr. I look yellow too, though. Grr. They look. Let's see. This is a white sticker. Dang, my teeth look. Wait. They look yellow. Now they look better. Now they look better. Ooh, they look whiter. But now they look yellow. I don't know. They could be whiter. Oh, sorry. Okay. Anyways, they could be. They're whiter than that, but they could be brighter if you know what I'm saying. Anyways, but it's like there's things that you can do. And like you can be goofy and silly and like belch out loud. Just let one rip. Fart. Just walk by random people and just drop a big fart. And it's like, you're just being yourself for you. You're not trying to impress anybody. Do the things that you love to do and fill up that love tank for yourself. Those are the things that you can do to help yourself enjoy your singlehood. And that's what I do for myself to enjoy my singlehood. But that's like 50% of it. The other 50% of enjoying your singlehood is mindset. It is just strictly mindset, how you look at the situation. You can look at it like you don't have somebody and you're alone and nobody wants you. And that's how I have looked at it for myself. Nobody wants me. And I feel that way. Nobody wants me. And that's okay. Maybe they don't deserve me. Maybe they couldn't handle me, so it's better that, whatever. And honestly, if you don't want me, you're probably a waste of my time anyways, so I don't worry about it. If somebody doesn't want me, I'm like, honestly, they're probably low quality anyways. Do I want a low quality man? No. I've had a low quality man. Don't want another one. Thank you. But you can look at it like, you can be like me and look at it like, no one wants me. I'm alone forever. I'm unlovable, or I'm just lonely. I'll never have anyone. Whatever. Just be pitiful. Or you can say, you know what? I'm alone, yeah. But I know what I deserve. And I know what kind of man I want. And I know that I want a high quality relationship and a man that will be good to me and treat me the way that I deserve, or I want nothing. That's the way that I've thought. And so you can remind yourself, I deserve good things. I deserve a high quality man because I'm a high quality woman. And if I can't have it, then I will just be the high quality person for myself. I mean, sometimes you have to give yourself pep talks. It sounds stupid, but it works. I've had to do that to myself. I've had to remind myself, yeah, you may feel lonely, but it will pass. Remember your ex. Remember what he did to you. Remember how he was. Bro, yeah. Yeah, that wasn't good. He was awful. That was really selfish. That was bad. Yeah, do you want to go back to that and do that all over again? No. No, I do not. And that's exactly what you tell yourself. So, reminding, having pep talks with myself and reminding myself of things that I went through, been through, that also helps me to sort of stay grounded and realize that if I cannot have a high quality man, if I can't have someone who's going to be good to me and treat me right, it is better to stay alone. It is better to be single and have peace and be happy, do what I want unapologetically, go where I want, if I want to go to the gym late at night and work out and stay till like midnight and then go home, oh my gosh, people, my ex, when we first started dating, I was going to the gym. He got off at 6 o'clock at this point in time, and he was like thinking I was gonna come over and hang out with him, and I was like, yeah, I'll get there. I'll come see you. I was at the gym. I was taking my time. I was having fun. Then I wanted to stop at Dollar Tree to get some snacks. He still texted me like, "Where are you? What's taking so long? Are you okay?" And I'm like, I mean, it made me feel very uncomfortable because I had never had someone act this way towards me, and also too just to it was just cause it made me feel very uncomfortable. It was almost like controlling. Like, why aren't you here yet? Where are you? I mean, it was just very freaky. Like, it wasn't casual. Like, hey, like if he had asked me, "Are you still coming over tonight?" I would have been like, "Yeah, I'm on the way." But it wasn't like that. It was like, "Where are you?" And it was like, "They ain't no freaking business." But it made me feel very uncomfortable. And he apologized later, and he was like, "I hope it didn't make you feel uncomfortable. I was just worried about you." Mm-hmm. Sure. If that's what, yeah, that was his story. I don't believe it now, but at the time I fell for it. But anyways, it was just, it was really, he basically trained me. It was stupid, but he trained me that at this time when I get off work, I expect to see you, like immediately after. And at this point in time, I was just going to the gym, doing my own thing, and I'll get there when I get there, kind of thing. And I'll just see you when I can. And later, eventually got back to that where I'm living my life and I will see you later. You're not top priority anymore because of how you treat me. He didn't like that, but oh well. And he'll, I was gonna say he'll get over it, but he did because I dumped him, so broke up with him. But but at this time in my life, I was used to just doing what I wanted to whenever I wanted to, and then this guy all of a sudden was like, "I'm off work. I expect to see you." So then it was like I was on the clock. So then I had this anxious mentality of if I don't go to the gym by this time, I won't get to work out for as long as I want to. Like I have to be done working out by 6 o'clock because he expects to see me. And that's a really sad mentality to have, but that was how he groomed me and conditioned me to think. And that was how he trained me to be in the relationship. And I unfortunately fell for it because I had never been in a toxic relationship before, so I didn't know about all this stuff about like, grooming and narcissism and love bombing and so forth and so forth. And so anyways, so that's another thing that I try to remind myself is there's such freedom in being single. There's so much freedom in being single. And there's so many beautiful things I get to do because I don't have anybody, trying to control me, trying to tell me what to do, trying to tell me where to be, what time to be there, how to look, how to dress. Because I've had one of those too. Told me I needed to change my hair, I needed to change my makeup, I needed to change my clothes because I wasn't pretty enough. I couldn't walk into a room with him because he wouldn't be proud to call me his wife. So I needed to change everything about myself and the way I look and the way I present myself because it wasn't pleasing to him. It was an embarrassment to him. It was embarrassing. Yeah, I've had one of those. Not worth it. No. So, I had to walk away from that too, and it's just such a beautiful feeling to remind myself I get to do whatever I want to, and I don't have to worry about conforming to this image that this guy wants me to be. And I don't have to fit myself into this little box. I can't make a box because I'm holding my phone. But you get it. There's a box. And so there's just so much freedom in not having to conform, not having to please, and so forth. And so reminding myself of the things that I have been through and these truths and realizations. And the biggest thing is I have so much peace in my life. I'm not saying life doesn't get hard, but it's like it's just so much easier without this extra weight. Like if you have a good relationship with a guy and he actually makes your life better, he tries to take stuff off of your plate and does stuff for you, treats you like a queen, that's awesome. That's fun and fine and dandy. good for you, congratulations. But if you were like me and you've never had a positive relationship with a guy besides your dad, and maybe a few other men who were married and older in life. I do have positive relationships with men, but they are already married and they are older and they are like father figures to me. And my grandfather and my dad and my brothers, mostly my older brother, but my younger brother too. Those are the positive male relationships that I have in my life. But having a positive relationship with a man that's a romantic relationship, never had that. What's that about? I don't know what that's about. I've never experienced that personally. So one of the great ways that I motivate myself to enjoy, or I don't motivate myself, I motivate myself to stay single, but I encourage myself and remind myself why it's a blessing to be single. And I think about the problems I've been through and the things I've struggled with and the way I have been treated and the peace that was stolen from me and the joy that I lost, how I stopped eating because I was so stressed out, how I would sleep and just felt like I never got enough sleep, and how I just felt completely depleted of myself, and how I didn't have time for myself or time for my projects or my goals or my dreams or my art and etc., because I had someone sucking all of my time away. And then would get mad if I tried to reserve some time for myself. He'd get mad at me and be like, why didn't you come over today? And I just remind myself of all the bull crap I've been through and the things I've put up with, and it helps me to remember that this is good for me. It's a wonderful thing to be single. I look at all the stuff I get to pursue and all the things I get to do. And I don't have someone tying me down. I don't have someone, like, if I wanted to just suddenly move away from and change locations, if I wanted to pursue a new career, it's just, there's so much freedom there. There's no one tying me down. And so, like I said, 50% of enjoying your singlehood, I think 50% is like doing physical things for yourself, spending time with yourself, take yourself to the beach, go hiking, go camping. And if you're not like me, that you love the outdoors, then maybe for you it's like, go get your nails done, go shopping, go buy that new pair of shoes that you've been looking at for 5 weeks, get your hair done, go watch a movie, plan a girls' night with your girlfriends, and y'all have like a spa night or do facials and play with makeup, or just go to Ulta and try on stuff, buy yourself some new perfume, whatever girly girls do. Like, do that for yourself. For me though, it's like, I want to get outside, I want to go to the beach, I want to go to the gym, I just, anything active. I love to do stuff by myself, for myself, and I enjoy shopping and looking around sometimes. I love going out to eat by myself. It sounds depressing, but I love it. I am my favorite company. And I just listen to music and eat, and it's just fun and peaceful, and I enjoy it. And then that person walks up and they're like, hey, and I'm like, don't. No, thank you. Yeah, go away. And if you're watching this and you know me personally, just walk away. Thank you. Anyways, so yes, like I said, 50% is doing like physical things for yourself. Go get a massage. Oh my gosh, I love to get the hydro massage at Planet Fitness. Shut up. I will put on my chill playlist on Apple Music. If you want the link, let me know. I'll drop it. I guess I could just put in the description just in case you want. Yeah, I'll put the link in the description. I love my chill playlist though. It's chill. It's chill, like lo-fi type music. It's stuff that I think is chill. So I put it in a playlist called Chill. I know, groundbreaking. And I listen to that when I get the hydro massage, and I just unwind, and it's just so nice. So take yourself and get a massage. Like, 50%, do stuff for yourself, with yourself, by yourself. Not to mention other things that you can do for yourself that is inappropriate to say here. If you catch my drift. So, and then there's the other 50%, like I said, is mindset. If you have to, and I've done this before, make a list of all of the pros that you can imagine, all of the upsides or the bright sides, the benefits of being single. Write down every single freaking thing you can possibly think of. Just write down anything, everything that you can think of that is a plus to being single. If it's I have more time with my family. I have a cat and I let him walk on the countertops. Yes. He sleeps with me in the bed when he wants to. He gets to sharpen my furniture, and my ex-boyfriend would fuss about that. He was like, if your cat sharpens claws on my furniture, I'm going to dump it in the woods somewhere. You do that and I'll go to jail for murder. I mean, that's how that, the kind of bullcrap I would put up with. Being single, I don't worry about that. My baby sharpens his claws on whatever he wants to. He jumps on all my furniture. He sleeps in my dirty clothes. He sleeps on my bed. He is allowed on my bathroom counter. He is allowed to sit in the shower with me. He is allowed on the kitchen counter. My baby has full reign of the house because that's how I want it to be. And if I can't have a man that supports that, I don't need a man in my life. Like, no, absolutely not. And so that would be a pro or a plus on if I was to make a list of benefits of like you know what I'm trying to say, like reasons I like being single or the benefits of being single. That would be one of them. My baby is priority and he gets to do whatever he wants to, and I don't have a man who would complain to me and grap and grumble. Like, I don't have to listen to that. So that's a plus to being single. Another plus, obviously, like I mentioned, is I get to dress like I want. I get to wear my makeup like I want. I get to wear my hair like I want. I get to wear whatever kind of jewelry I want. I mean, it gets really, really easy to build that list of all the reasons to be happy that I am single. You could even title it like that. All the reasons to be happy that I am single. I mean, you really could. So instead of just a pro and con list, like just do the pros. That's all you have to do. Just cons. I cannot physically kiss someone. I cannot be physical with someone else. That is the only that's the only con on my pros and cons list. My pros list of being single is like this long and then goes out the door. My con list is like can't be physical with anybody, and like that's it. Just one little bullet. Can't be physical. Oh well, would be physical with myself, you know. Anyways, so yeah. Well, number 2, can't ask for a foot massage. That's a con. If I want a foot massage, I have to give it to myself, and that's a lot of work. So okay, I've thought of 2 cons to being single. 2. Well, 3. I don't have someone paying for my meals, but in my last relationship, he didn't pay for my meals either. So sometimes, once in a blue moon, he did. Sometimes he did. Sometimes. But for the most part, I pay for my meals and his. So it's like, what's the difference, you know? But if I had a man that would pay for my meals, that would be kind of cool. Save some money. Let him pay for it, you know? But, don't know what that's like. Never had that. So, anyways. So yeah, okay. So I named 3 cons just then. So, okay, whatever. But if you want to do a cons list, have fun with that. But for me, I would just make the pros list and just let the pro list speak to you. All the benefits to being single. And then when you get done writing all of this extensive list of all the great reasons, like all the great plus sides, all the benefits to being single. Like once you go back and read that list, you realize that being single is not a bad thing. Being single is not something that you should push away or tolerate or dread or hate. Having a man is a luxury. It's not a necessity. But my necessities is I need peace. I need to get outside. I need to go hiking. I need to go to the beach. I need food. Like those are, I need money. I want to work. I need to create. I need art. Like these are, I need my cat. These are necessities. I need to be able to express myself however I want to, whenever I want to. These are necessities to me. Having a man, that's a luxury. It's like, oh, that's nice, but it's not needed. It's not something I have to have. It's just, that would be nice maybe one day, but it's not a necessity. It's not a need. So that's what I try to remind people is having a man is a luxury, it's not a necessity. And I say that often. So if that's something that you need to quote to yourself, feel free to quote. Feel free. Feel free to quote that to yourself. I'm talking too fast. Like just remember, it's a luxury, not a necessity. So I'm gonna wind this down because my phone is dying. Yay. So, and like I said, if this is something you would like a little bit more, maybe more thoughts on, I don't know, I might just go ahead and make this a series. I don't know. Anyways, this, like I said, this has been very scattered. And if I was to make a mini series on enjoying your singlehood, I would do it with a lot more organization and like planned out like scripts to follow and stuff so I could be a little bit more organized. But if this is something you would like to hear more about, then comment below. But if not, I hope that you got something from today's video, from this podcast or whatever this thing is, my real talk sessions. That being in a relationship, whether you're a guy or you're a girl or whatever, having a relationship is a luxury, but it's not a necessity, and it's not something you have to have in order to live a fulfilling life. That's one thing I wish I knew when I was so much younger, is I felt like I wasn't complete because I wasn't being loved by a man. And I felt like I was missing something because I didn't have a man in my life. And that's such bullcrap. Just because you don't have a special someone in your life does not mean that you are incomplete or you're broken or you're not worthy of love, and it definitely does not determine the fact if you can or cannot have a great life. I promise you, you can have a wonderful life all by yourself. I mean, have friends and spend time with your family, but you don't have to have a significant other in order to enjoy your life. And I feel like media people make it look like you have to have someone, to, I don't know, to look like you have it all together, to look like your life is complete. You got to have someone in your life, and you really don't have to. You really don't. You can have a full, well-rounded, well-balanced, high-quality, enjoyable, fulfilling life without having someone in your life. Excuse me, I was trying not to burp. And I guess I should just let it rip, and because who cares? Anyways, but was trying not to just burp out loud. But anyways, I'm just saying that I hope something in this video encouraged somebody who may watch this, because it took me a long time to learn these things. It took me I'm not just running my mouth. I am running my mouth. I'm trying to get comfortable. Sorry. I am running my mouth, but I'm not making this crap up. This is stuff that I learned hardcore through lots of tears, lots of anxiety, lots of heartbreak, stress, feeling taken advantage of, feeling neglected, feeling lonely, almost feeling depressed at times, feeling rejected, being told I was not good enough. I was told I was not good enough. I wasn't pretty enough. I had to give a guy children to be loved. I mean, I was given all these stipulations of why I was not wife material, and all these conditions that I had to fulfill before I was worthy to be loved and worthy to be promoted to wife status. So I've been through a lot of bull crap. I wouldn't say so much. I haven't been through as much as other people have, because I don't tolerate as much as other people do. But I've still been through enough that it taught me some hard lessons. And I've been through a lot of lonely years. A lot of years where I just questioned God and was like, Why am I so undesirable? Why am I so ugly? Why am I so fat? Why am I so weird? Why am I so different? Why am I too much? Why am I so blah, blah, blah? You insert the sentence here. And I had so many conversations with God where I'm like, why did you mess up on me? You know, basically. And that's just had so many questions and so many conversations with God where I looked at him and was like, God, you messed up. I'm broken. Thank you. And then looking back over my life, it was like I actually realized at some point, I had this conversation with my mom one morning on our front porch, and I told her, I was like, you know what? Looking back now, I see that God was blessing me by keeping me single. God was being good to me by not bringing a man into my life. And maybe one day I can have a good guy who would spoil me and treat me the way that I treat others. Maybe one day I can have a good guy that just absolutely spoils me, besides my dad. But it's like, if I don't, that's okay. If I don't ever have a man, I still feel blessed. And I still feel, I'm gonna check. Okay. Just checking my battery power and my battery life. I still feel, I know that I'm blessed by God. If I don't have a man, if I'm not in a relationship, if I never get married, I still have a blessed life, and I am still blessed by God. And I have seen where he has given me good things. And it's like, just because I don't have a man, or if I never have a man, it doesn't mean that God doesn't love me, and it doesn't mean that I'm not blessed. And it doesn't mean that I'm not living a blessed life. I probably am living a blessed life because I don't have a man, and I'm happy. And it's like, you know, it's okay. It's like God knows what is best for me, and I've learned to accept that if I don't have a man, it's probably for my benefit and for my good. And that's one thing I tell my, I heard one preacher say like this: God withholds no good thing from those he loves unless he seizes for their utmost benefit. I was like, wow. I loved that concept. God withholds no good thing from those he loves unless it is for their utmost benefit, and they're like for their good. And I was like, dude, that's awesome. So I, ever since then, it was like a few years, I don't even know how many years ago it was that I heard that preacher say that, but it was like, it just hit me between the eyes. I was in my 20s when I heard it. And it was like, at that moment, I realized, you know what? If I don't have a man, it is for my good. It is good that I don't have a man. It's good. I can focus on my career. I can focus on my job. I can focus on myself. I can focus on my health, lifting weights, what I want to do, my travel goals, whatever. I can focus on my baby Thunder. I can focus on getting tattoos. I can save up money and put it towards XYZ. I can focus on my podcast. I have this series, this big video series I'm about to film in January or February. Still debating on the timeline. Aiming for no later than February, but I'm going to film it and then begin editing, and it's going to be a really big series that I hope to release sometime next year. A course that I want to release. And so it's like being single, I'm allowed to focus on these big projects. I'm allowed to focus on my art. I have time to focus on the things I want to focus on, my family, and, you know, etc. And so when I heard this quote, it's like I often remind myself, if I don't have something, not just a man, not just a relationship, but other things as well, but specifically talking about relationships, if I don't have this in my life, it's for my good. If I don't have a man, it's for my good. And so I encourage you to take on that mentality. If I don't have a relationship, if I don't have a significant other, if I don't have this job or this car or whatever, etc., you can insert whatever here, but I'm specifically about relationships. If I don't have this relationship or this person, it's for my good. If this person has walked out of my life, it's for my good. Like, let them go. If they walk away from you, let them go. Okay, trust me, let them go. So, anyways, so those are things that came to mind, and those are things that I've personally learned. And I hope that it was all over the place, but my podcasts are. Unless I have like a script wrote down in front of me that I can like look at and reference, it's pretty much all over the place, and I just talk off the top of my head. That's just how I do things around here. So I am done talking about this for now. I might dive into this a little bit deeper in the future, because I hate that it took me so long to get here, and I don't want other people to dread or hate their singlehood, because they shouldn't. It is a blessing to be alone, and it's a good time in your life, and it doesn't have to be bad just because you're alone. Being married, I think, is wonderful for some people, and but being alone and being single can also be just as wonderful and just as beautiful. And that is one thing that took me so long to learn. And I wish it didn't take me that long to learn it, but it did. So that's why I just feel really passionate about this topic, and that's why I might end up making a mini series about it, maybe. So, anyways, if you've made it to the end of this podcast, like I always tell my mom, you've completed Jumanji. That's what I tell my mom. When I leave her really long memos or like 30 minutes worth of me talking about my day or this topic that's on my brain, and I leave her like 500 memos in Messenger, and then she listens to all of it, at the very end, I'll say, if you've made it this far, you've completed Jumanji. And that's just what I say to her. So if you made it to the end of this podcast, you have completed Jumanji. And I hope that you leave feeling encouraged and empowered and enlightened and maybe entertained, and that you feel lighter and that you feel inspired to be good to yourself in this time. If you are single, and I'm assuming if someone's watching this, it's because they're single. I'm just assuming. And if you're not, cool beans, happy that you have someone. But if you are single, or if you're in a toxic relationship and you're considering becoming single, and you were like me, like, ugh, I just don't want to go back to being single, but I'm miserable, like, please go watch my video on my page about 12 red flags I wish I had not ignored when I was in a toxic relationship. Please go watch that podcast. Please go watch it, please. But if you are considering becoming single, or if you are single at the moment, I hope that this is a video that has encouraged you. I'm sorry, I'm like stuttering so bad, stuttering so bad. Look at my sentence. I can't make a sentence. If you've watched this video, if you made it this far, I hope this has encouraged you and inspired you to not just stay single, but don't fight it. Don't try to get out there and mingle just because you're single. I'm single, and I am not mingling at all. I am the opposite. I'm like a hermit crab. I'm just hiding and I'm just enjoying my life. So enjoy your life. Don't fight it. If it's meant to happen, it will happen. You don't have to make it. That's another thing I could get into. Feeling like I have to force a relationship, feeling like I have to do something because this guy is not going to do something, so I have to do something. No, you don't. You do not have to do anything. You don't have to force anything. You don't have to change yourself. There's just so much I could get into. There's just so much I want to tell you. There's so much I want to tell you that there's just so much I want to tell you. So just enjoy your life, basically. Enjoy where you're at now. Love yourself. Invest in yourself. If it's supposed to happen, it will happen. But don't force it. Don't fight it. Don't try to look for it. Just enjoy yourself and invest in yourself. And like I said, make out that pro list if you have to. If that will help you, make out a pro list. And keep it somewhere where you'll see it often. If you have to hang it on your mirror, just remind yourself of all the beautiful things that you get to experience as a single person. There's so many wonderful things to experience in this season of life, and there's no reason to hate it. There's no reason to push it away or shun it. There are beautiful things to experience in this season of your life. So my phone's about to die. I gotta end this podcast. You've completed Jumanji. But love your singlehood, love yourself, and enjoy this time in your life because there's no reason not to. Okay. See you in the next podcast. Maybe. Okay, bye.